Welcome, viewers, back to Space Haven, where we continue the adventures of Emerson, Jimmy, Madeline, and Tala, the crew of the HSS Horus, in their quest to find a new home after an unknown apocalypse has caused their original home planet to become uninhabitable. Last episode, we had a near shipwide disaster as we jumped into a sector where solar flare caused fires to break out aboard by overloading our power nodes, and nearly lost at least 2 members of the crew as they struggled to put the fires out. They are now recovering. It looks like they managed to repair most damaged systems except for this light, which is a light that we're going to remove or move anyway. We also, last episode, managed to add an additional hyperdrive to the ship. And we started production of a new oxygen generator because as part of the firefighting effort, the crew attempted to hide in the crew quarters and evacuate the rest of the oxygen from the rest of the ship. While that didn't really succeed to put the fires out, it did have some effect. But just the main thing that had the biggest effect was jumping to a new sector altogether with a safe environment where they were just able to slowly regenerate the safe conditions, repair all of the damaged systems. Venting the ship actually did quite a bit more damage than the fire itself did. The fire did fill the ship with smoke, which was very dangerous, and damaged some power nodes and a shuttle bay, but it seemed like venting the ship to vacuum, opening this airlock, damaged pretty much every component that was where the oxygen levels dropped down to low or none. Mostly that was heaters and power nodes. The generator itself was unaffected, thankfully. And the resource wing, where one of the fires broke out on this power node, didn't really drop down to low enough oxygen levels to have a significant effect on anything, although this area is now full of harmful smoke at smoke levels of 11, 9, 8, 7, 11. It's not dangerous or lethal, luckily. So I'm thinking that will eventually dissipate on its own, but it's probably going to have it doesn't really seem to have any effect on the comfort level, interestingly. But it is going to dissipate over time, as we do have an air scrubber somewhere. The air scrubber is way over here. The whole ship is connected by a system of vents, so generally the oxygen levels will eventually stabilize. The temperature, I've noticed also, is quite low in this corner of the ship over here, which means we should probably install another heater back here. We're not going to do that right now, though, because we are so low on infrablocks. We're quite low on infrablocks, which means we're quite low on metals. So we're going to need to find another source of metals here. Today, the primary goal of the day is going to be we're going to recruit Jimmy and Madeline. Drafting them once I make sure they're off break, and we're going to send them to that derelict there. So let's draft them before anything else happens. Let's send them both into the shuttlecraft. And we will send them to the derelict once they're both on board. Once they're both on board, we haven't done this in a while, we're going to select the dock option. We're going to head over to this derelict. It looks like there's only one place to dock. Right here. So click there, hit accept, then the shuttle should travel over to that derelict. Meanwhile, Emerson and Tala are going to proceed with their daily maintenance and logistics routines. Alright, once we're docked, we're going to have Madeline hop out first. She has the shotgun, so she'll be best able to cope with immediate threats in the room that she's jumping into. We don't see anything, so we're going to have both of these guys hop out here. We're going to undraft the shuttle, let it go back. Now let's start clearing. It looks like there's only one hallway leading out of the storage area here. Oh, we've seen a bug. Immediately destroyed. Let's make sure there's no more in this room. Okay, this room looks clear. Let's proceed to the next room. Alright, that is a hallway. Let's close that off for now. Let's check this one. Oh. Fight! Nice. I haven't seen Jimmy fire that assault rifle yet. I did see a bug moving through there. Oh. Alright, Jimmy. You're gonna head out there, guard that direction. Actually, stand here. Oof, that assault rifle not working too well. I thought that would be a lot faster firing, honestly. Okay, he's okay. He took a little damage. See if Madeline can't explore this area while Jimmy fends off the bugs. Can you get over there, Madeline? No. What about through this door? Anything in here? That looks like there's an oxygen generator in here. Not much to see in this ship, except for lots of destruction. Makes you wonder what might have happened. There's something. It's like a new data log. Maybe we'll start reading those. I haven't really had much call or opportunity to read on this playthrough. It's probably worth reviewing our data logs. Maybe we'll assign a whole episode to do that. Uh-oh. There's a bug behind you, Madeline. Turn around. Shoot it. Alright. It got away. Shoot. Alright. She is going to stand there and take it. Great. One more room up this direction. Or two. This looks like a bridge. One last bug in the bridge. She did blow something up there. Hopefully it wasn't super valuable. Probably just, a computer. Let's take a look around these corners. And then she's got to run back and get oxygen. Shoot. She's probably going to die, come to think of it. Jimmy, meanwhile, can explore and go pick up her body if he needs to. He needs oxygen also. Once they run out of oxygen, their stamina starts depleting rapidly, I believe is what happens. She's also bleeding. I think he can go pick her up, so he's going to start walking toward her just in case she passes out. She's taking damage. Doesn't look like she's going to pass out, but she might. Jimmy's going to accompany her and make sure that she makes it back to the airlock. It looks like she's going to make it. Alright. Jimmy, you're on your own here. You've got plenty of oxygen. Let's finish the rest of this. Let's actually undraft her so she can wander around, do whatever she wants. kind of flubbing the clear. We haven't done one of these in a while. But yeah, running out of oxygen is the main thing you want to avoid while doing this. There we go. Ship explored. Jimmy, you're no longer drafted. Oh, wait. There was a whole lot of stuff in this office. Sorry, I meant go pick that up, please. We also have salvage available, so the shuttle should be on its way back to pick up Madeline. Looks like we found a lot of money sitting around in this derelict. Oops, no, don't blow things up. Pick things up. There we go. Okay. Jimmy, you're undrafted. Let's tab out to salvage. Let's get the salvage operation started. Salvage, please. There we go. So taking a look at the salvage, we have a lot of infra scrap and energy scrap. It might be worth salvaging those. Let's salvage the energy cells and the blocks for sure. Don't worry about the food. We have plenty of food right now. Double checking that that's true. Okay, maybe we do want the food on second thought, because we did lose all of our crops to the solar flare event, which was kind of frustrating considering how much effort we put into that. So we're going to pick up the food. We're not going to need the first aid kit or that bug body there. Salvage wise, we don't have a lot of info blocks, so we're definitely going to salvage some of the scrap. The rest of it we're going to ignore. We're going to take the infra and energy scrap. Let's see if that actually gets them doing anything. Looks like they've both left the ship and are heading back home. Madeline's bleeding, so she does need to get back to medbay as soon as possible. There she is, hopping out of the ship. They both hop out, take off their spacesuits, head back in. Suppose we can let time run a little faster here. Looks like Tala is still working on the oxygen generator. Let's take a look at O2 levels in general. It looks like even without that second oxygen generator, we did manage to bring the oxygen levels up in the ship. So, although no, this one still has an alert on it saying that it needs more oxygen. Okay, so it's a good idea to have two in a ship this big. We will let the crew spend the rest of the day working on the derelict salvage. I'm not sure they're going to actually have a lot of time for that, given that Madeline's in sickbay. Let's take a look at Madeline. Monster bite, open wound, regressing. Okay, well, let's make sure somebody has medic as a priority. Medical is Jimmy. Okay. Jimmy, let's put you on higher priority medical for now, just to make sure that Madeline doesn't die. I know you don't like her. Look at that. We have 3 data logs we should spend some time reading. We'll let Jimmy take care of her. For some reason, Jimmy's putting a spacesuit back on. Probably because he's going to attend tasks in here, so we really do need to put a heater down here. Let's get that done. We'll put a wall thermal regulator right in this room. There's an incoming ship. It's a trade vessel. This is the Android Collective, so this could be the first ship that we actually get to use our operations console on. Take a look at Madeline's stabilizing. It looks like Tala brought her some medical supplies. Her open wound is getting worse. That's not great, although Jimmy's finally over there to give her some medical attention. See what happens to her wound after that. Looks like he patched her monster bite, but she still has a bit of a wound to worry about. Jimmy, meanwhile, is going to go and make some plastics. There's a lot of smoke in here, so Jimmy's getting some smoke inhalation. That doesn't really seem to have any effect on him other than uncomfortable environment. Let's make sure somebody takes care of Madeline. I'd rather not have anyone die. All right, we've got medical task and maintenance task. Let's get a medical task. Get Jimmy to do that. Jimmy, hate to interrupt your meal there, but Madeline's dying. Her wound's getting worse. He's working on it. Healed. Excellent. Okay. So she's not going to die. That wound will eventually go away on its own now. Thank you, Jimmy. I would hate to see everyone go to bed, Madeline bleeding to death. All right, that's been day 42. Headed on to day 43. Day 43 is going to be a series of maintenance tasks and working on some salvage operations. Currently, our only critical resource is hull blocks, which are barely critical. Let's slow down and see what we can do about communications and trade with this thing. I've never hailed a ship, so we're going to try that. Everybody's asleep right now. So I think that just gives us... Emerson does wake up to do it automatically. There must be a ship-wide alarm. While he's heading over there, we'll take a look at trade. I'm now talking to the Android Collective. We can negotiate, offer, declare war as to trade. See, they are neutral with us. Trade is allowed. If we improve relations, we can share vision. We can visit them. Power balance -7 means we are significantly weaker, probably because we don't have any weapons. So we can't really negotiate with them at all. We could give them a small or big gift. Give them a big gift that's going to improve our relationships, but not enough to really make a difference. So let's just do a trade. Interesting. That trade doesn't really seem to do anything. They want hyperfuel more than anything else. They're selling hyperfuel. We have a significant amount of hyperfuel, but not a lot of Hyperium. They want Hyperium also. So we might be able to trade hyperfuel for things we want. They have energy cells. Honestly, there's not a lot I'm seeing here that we want. Steel plates might be nice, and those are rather cheap. Oh, and infra, of course. Yeah, let's do some trade. We will take your infra. We can take 5 of those and 5 of these and give you some hyperfuel in return, plus some cash. That does drop us down to 6 hyperfuel, which is starting to get scarily low, but hopefully we'll find some hyperfuel to mine in the short term here. In fact, let's take a look at the map and see what's neighboring us. Neighboring us is a ship here, a claimable ship, which is something we've never seen before. So it might make sense to jump over there instead of finishing the salvage up here. Tell you what, let's take a look at our salvage. Let's change our salvage. Look at that. They have 2 weapons, 1 shield. Let's take a look at the salvage that we set up here. And let's change it so we're not bothering with salvage. Let's just do the base transfers. Get these things transferred. Might as well transfer this also, since that's not a significant step above what we were already doing. And we did have to use 2 medicines. We're also low on water, it says. I imagine that's not true. I imagine we just have a lot of water in the water generator sitting next to it. Yes, okay, so we're not really low on water. Alright, so let's let that trade progress. We'll finish the transfers here. Let's change. Looks like Madeline's up. Good. So Madeline does have an open wound, but it's healed, and she's capable. She can get out of medbay and walk around again. We did use 2 first aid kits, which is significant since we only had 5. Right, once the trade completes, then we can send somebody over to finish the transfer from the other vessel. Check in priorities, and let's drop the speed down to something reasonable here. I think logistics are going to be used to transfer things from other ships. There's nothing else to do here, so Madeline, whose high priority is mining and maintenance, is probably going to be the one to head over to the other ship. Even though she's severely wounded, there's not really any danger on the other ship anymore. We did end up getting a heater or a thermal regulator on the wall in this room, so Jimmy is able to produce electronics. Let's take a look at our resources. We are pretty much out of metals. We really need to find a source of metals. Did we see any on this trade? I wasn't really paying attention that well. No, we got steel plates, but no metals. Great. Okay. Madeline went back to sickbay, not feeling up to doing the salvage operation. So it's possible that we're just going to abandon this and hop to the other sector. We'll see. Maybe we'll let the end of the day go, and if they haven't managed to do the salvage by the end of the day, we will abandon it. I just saw brown up in this corner. Not a big deal. This thing here, actually, we don't really need anymore. This thing here, neither of these do we really need. So I think I'm just going to dismantle those both to get the resources back. Just kind of a waste having them right now. Everything else is fairly critical, so we'll leave those alone. Keep an eye on temperature here. For some reason, this corner isn't really benefiting from the thermal regulator. And there's still a lot of smoke up here. It's going to take a long time to get the smoke cleansed out of that air. Maybe we can temporarily drop a scrubber. Probably a wise thing to do. Put a scrubber in that area. Also looks like we've got smoke down here. Currently, our air scrubber is here. We do have an incoming ship. Yeah, let's just move this gas scrubber. We'll move it around the ship, see what happens. Whoops. Let's move it over here. Can always move it back, right? There's a little bit of smoke down where this fire was in the entire bay down here. Not really convinced that gas spreads around this ship in a very natural way. We need more fans, I guess. We're going to have to drop that gas scrubber in here also, maybe in all 3 of these rooms. I don't think it'll fit in that little corner. I need to knock down a wall temporarily. No big deal. Let's see what happens when we drop the scrubber up here. Take a look at Madeline's condition. Her open wound is getting better. It's taken a while, but it's gonna get better. It's really got mauled by the monsters on that last derelict. I think the combination of her running out of oxygen and getting mauled made her wound extra critical. Okay, we have a gas scrubber up here, and we can see that it's immediately immediately helping in that one room, although, yeah, it does look like the gas is migrating. Fixing our smoke problem here, we may want to move it one more time. It's interesting how that is modeled. We do have a little bit of smoke right in front of this door. A little bit in this hallway. Okay, seems to have dissipated. Great. So let's move this one more time. We'll put it in here. Temporarily. See how that takes care of things. Oops, didn't mean to pause that. But it looks like they're not necessarily... it looks like Tala's going for it. Ah. She's just going to do her final little logistics task there before she takes her break for the night. So dismantling seems to have given us quite a bit of blocks here. Team is on break. We're going to set the speed back to normal. And we're going to hail the Slavers Guild. Yeah, I'm not really that interested in getting on good terms with the Slavers Guild, but it might be interesting to see what our relationship with them is currently. They are really looking for Quantronics and super blocks, which we still don't know what those are. They're also looking for raw materials. Okay, our relationship with them is neutral and positive 30. We actually have a better relationship with the Slavers than we do with the Android Collective. Hey, goodbye. Let's take a trade. Let's see what you have. It looks like they have human flesh and alien flesh for sale. Infra blocks. Plenty of hyperfuel, although hyperfuel price is very expensive. Raw resources, not a lot that we are interested in. If they had metal, we'd consider it. They don't really have anything. The fact that they have fruit reminds me that after that fire, I never verified that these grow jobs were still running. Okay, good. So it didn't cancel the grow. It just killed the plants that were growing. But it looks like we've mostly recovered and are almost done growing another batch. We're not going to trade anything with the Slavers Guild. We are going to let our crew get a good night's rest on day 44 here. And with that, we're going to call this episode complete. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave me a like or a comment if you have anything that of interest to add, or just anything you want to get off your chest or let me know. Tips are appreciated. I try to respond to every comment I get. This has been Space Haven aboard the HSS Horus, and I'll see you next time.